Good morning, everyone. So, today we'll be discussing our next literary theory, which is archetypal criticism. So, since our childhood, we must have remembered that our grandmother used to tell our stories. And when we moved to another city, to another place, and we met a friend, or in the school, we used to get to know that our friend, despite of having from completely different background, different language, different community, has heard the same stories from their grandmothers. So, despite having the different language, different community, different perspective in all areas, how is it possible that there was no contact between any of them and they were telling the different stories to their grandkids? This is the exactly what archetypal criticism is asking and is studying and is analyzing. This is what we are going to study, that how is it all possible. So the simple answer is because certain patterns are hardwired into all human beings. That's why when a human write, all the patterns that are identical to each other, they come out automatically. So this concept was studied or analyzed by a psychologist who was Carl Jung. He studied the dreams, fears, thought. He did a study on all of them, and he found out that there is a layer underneath every human being which is same, and he called that layer as collective unconscious. Now, what is collective unconscious? For example, you have phone. Now my phone is different, your phone is different, okay? My photos and videos in that phone are different and yours are different, but the operating system is same underneath it. That is collective unconscious, and in that operating system we have the original patterns and images that are archetypes. So archetype is the original pattern and images that keeps repeating and repeating. So in a way we can say that everything we are seeing is a result of being repeating and repeating of certain same thing. That's why we were hearing the same stories, not same stories, but the pattern was same in those stories which we used to hear in our childhood. So we can say in some point of that, but now how it came or applied in the literature, because Carl Jung was psychologist, so a critic Northrop Frye came. He came up, he took this idea of Carl Jung and he applied this to the literature, because he thought that when all humans are sharing the same belief, the same theme, then they must be sharing these things when they were writing the literature. So he analyzed this and applied this theory into the literature. Okay, so he explained that there are four seasons of nature. Okay, like spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Now, how are they connected to the literature? He is saying that just like literature, just like we have nature, we have four parts of four seasons of nature, it is also representing the literature, because literature is a big part of one, just like nature. He is giving us the example of nature. For example, spring is representing comedy, summer is representing romance, winter is representing satire, and autumn is representing tragedy. These are the examples which he had taken, that just like nature we are representing these things. Now a poem or novel can have all four of these seasons portraying these same things. If we read any novel, if we read any poem, then we just have to find out, okay, this is the part which is portraying the comedy, this is the part from where the romance starts. We can analyze these things, right? So this is what Northrop Frye was saying. Now he explained that there are certain archetypes which is common across all different times. For example, there would be a hero, there would be the mentor, there would be the wise old man, there would be the innocent, there would be the pure soul, there would be the trickster. These all are the archetypes. Now what is the archetypes? This is the original pattern and images which were told to us, and these are just continuing from our past, and we are using them from different perspectives, but the same underlying pattern is same, because all of us have the same collective unconscious. Now the perspective can be same in some way, we can say that, but the story, the loop, the pattern is same. For example, there would be a hero. For example, if I will take the example of the Ram, how he was living a normal life, okay, that was a ordinary life. Now that concept came from Joseph Campbell, who told that the hero's journey is a monomyth. Now what is monomyth? That whoever may be the hero, no matter you are from Greece, Japan, Korea, India, Italy, no matter where are you from, the hero's journey follow the same path. That is monomyth. For example, if we have Ram, okay, he was living the ordinary life, then he suddenly went to the exile. That is the complete sudden revelation. Then in the forest, he faced many difficulties. That was the threshold. Then after that point, Sita is lost. That is the lowest point. When Sita is lost, he is all alone. He gathers the army to fight with Ravan and go to Lanka. That is the transformation period. He returns with the gift with Sita. That is the loop. That is the story or pattern that happens usually in all the stories, no matter in which part of the world or globe you are staying in. This is the underlying pattern, and over it the new story or the new perspectives are built, but the pattern is same. That hero will be doing this, villain will be doing this. The wise old man, for the wise old man, you can see that Dronacharya is there for the Pandavas. He is a wise old man, and in most of the stories you will see that there is a mentor over there who is helping the hero, or there will be trickster. For example, Hanuman, Krishna. These are the trickster which are there, which are breaking the rules but helping or funny in at some times. So or innocent, you can say pure soul. For example, Sita in her early portrayal, she is being portrayed as innocent. So the main point that revolves around archetypal criticism is that all literature is part of one big theory that keeps repeating and repeating and repeating in different times, different languages, different culture, to just propagate the original pattern and images that is in the minds of all human beings. That is the archetypal criticism. That it is all archetypes are already out there. We are just repeating and repeating again and again to show some different perspective and different things, but the underlying pattern is same. That there will be a hero, there will be villain, there will be this, there will be this. That is the same. This is what archetypal criticism is explaining. That's all for today. Notes will be attached in the end of the video. See you soon.